All right, in this video, we're going to go ahead and create statements in QuickBooks. Okay, so what is a statement? So a statement is basically sending out the balance on the account, not each transaction that's open, right? We're not sending out PDFs of every transaction that this customer has open. We're sending out a balance on their account, okay? So customers that would use statements, I've seen it happen a lot of times with customers that send out multiple invoices throughout the month. So they'll send out an invoice a week as an example, and then at the end of the month, it'll give a statement of the balance on account or of the changes on account for that customer, and it'll show the activity for the entire month. So payments received for the customer, invoices made for the customer, and then what the total balance is. So let's take a look at how we do this. So first of all, under customers, we have create statements. Statements are a template, right? So you can see here, one of the things that you can notice is we do choose a template here. So if you go to your list and your template list, you can have multiple statement templates if you want to, all right? And I can show you ways that we can use that in just a minute. But it's important to notice that, you know, how does it look? How do I modify how it looks? It's one of your templates here. So make sure to watch the Customize Your Forms area of our videos so you can see how to edit those templates. Okay, so first of all, what is a statement date? Generally, we send statements out probably I've seen at the end of the month. So I'm going to hit H to hit end of month. So 12/31/2020, this is a sample file. I'm going to say, what is my period from? Okay, so I'm going to say this is for 12/1 through 12/31. Okay. And then I can say all open transactions as of the statement date, or only include transactions over a certain, period, right? So 30 days past due, 15 days past due, 5 days past due, whatever it is. So again, I can give it a statement period, or I can say all open transactions as of the statement date, and I'll show you what that means. A lot of times people like to see the full details, but sometimes I think that showing them, hey, you already started out with a balance and we're ending up with a bigger balance, sometimes that just, helps us get paid a little bit sooner. Okay, so then down below here, once we choose our time periods, and again, I'll show you what this looks like. Down below here, we say, are we going to do this for all customers, right? So we're sending out statements to all customers with open balances. Multiple customers, I can scroll through and choose multiple customers, right? I also can search through the customer list here. That's not a very effective way to do this, but I mean, you can. Maybe it's just one customer that you're doing this for, a couple. You can do it for just one customer, I guess, because you wouldn't want to choose multiple for one. So I can just choose a customer there if I wanted to. Then we can do customer type. This is one I really like. So maybe we only send out statements to our wholesale customers as an example, because those customers are the ones that, tend to have more transactions on a monthly basis. So the statements are more effective. For people who are, come in once every couple of months, sending them out a statement may not be effective because, only the one transaction's on there, and I might as well just send them a copy of the invoice that's due. Okay, so again, filtering by customer type. Customer type is set up at the customer level. When you come in here to additional information, you have your customer type there. Okay, very powerful field. We have other videos on that. Make sure to check those out. Okay, I'm just going to choose all customers for now. You also can, if you have set up your customers to have a preferred send method, so send a statement out to all customers who prefer to have email, right? In there, again, if you edit the customer and we go to payment settings and we have the preferred delivery method right there, right? And I can choose email or mail. So that's another way just to, segment down which customers we want to send these statements out to. Okay, so I'm going to say all customers now, and then it gives me a list of the customers. for who I am going to send statements out. Whom. So view selected customers there. Over on the side here are the additional options. So again, if I had multiple templates, I could choose those different templates here. Create one statement per customer, or you can say per job if there are multiple jobs under the statements. Multiple jobs under the customer. I can say to show the invoice item details on the statements. So if I choose that, let's go ahead and preview it. Right? It's going to give me a breakdown of each individual invoice and every line item on the invoice, so the statements can get quite long. If I don't choose that, right, it's just going to give me the invoice balance, which makes it more statement-like. Okay. Print statements by billing address or by zip code. So this is going to be, right, how it sorts it, basically. By billing address, zip code. Print due date on transactions, so it'll just do a stamp across it that shows the due date. Or when I, again, in here, right, it's due on 1/14, it's due on 12/1, so it prints that in there. If I unchecked it, you don't see those due dates in there. So I always like leaving those checked because it's important to point out to them that they're already due or past due. And then you have some exclusions here, so don't create statements that have a zeroed balance. Don't create statements for people who have a balance less than $100 or something like that. If they have no account activity for the month, don't create statements. And then also if the customer is inactive, don't create statements. Okay. You can also assess finance charges in here. There's another video on how to set up finance charges, so you can check out that other video. All right. So again, when we preview it, I'm going to zoom in a little. So up top I have, my contact information, who the customer is, statements, and again, we can edit the template if we wanted to add additional fields. I have their total amount due. Because I gave it a date range here, right, it's going to have my balance forward. So this customer had a $0 balance forward, so it's not as effective right now. But again, it'll give me my balance forward. So if they had any invoices that were outstanding as of 11/30, it would show that balance in there. And then, because I gave it, again, a date range, I said show me all transactions between 12/1 to 12/31. Now it shows me everything that happened on their account for the month. We had an invoice, they had a payment, we had an invoice and a payment, right? And it's breaking it out by job. These are all jobs if I went to look at the customer list. And then down below here, right, so all these should total 35,225, 35,225, because that's my end balance. Total amount due, 35,225. Then down below here, it's going to break out for me. So the current balance due, any 1 to 30, 31 to 60, etc., days past due. So again, it looks like a statement. Probably want to customize it a little bit. You don't want to send just the template one that comes with the QuickBooks file. Okay, so statements are very effective. A lot of customers send them out. Once I've previewed them, reviewed it, I can print them, or I can mass email them out to all my customers.